When I heard that the foreign government had advised the FBI that the older brother should be investigated, this is unprecedented. Russia is asking for that kind of cooperation, or probably I don't know the type of cooperation that exists. However, I find that he was cleared real quick. They interviewed him and so on, and everything was good. And then here we have it. Compared to me, Canada had asked them to investigate me, but this investigation is going on almost 80 years now, and there's no letter. And I wonder what's the difference. Well, across the country, states like to import Russian kids from orphanages or whatever, and apparently it's a way to bring up the race, bring in some more whites and ensure that it's not like from Latin America where they have blacks in there and Native Indians with them, so that when they have those kids, they don't be called Borski or Fly Ski or Wing Ski or whatever, or Ska. And, white folks is always look at white folks, no matter how deadly they are, as nice, decent white folks. And you could have a decent black and it's just a riff-raff, house nigga, whatever. And so I came into the view of the CIA and the FBI way back in 1993 or 94 or something like that. It was, the first Bush was in office, and I guess he and Gorbachev were hooking up, and they were talking some strange stuff. Gorbachev was talking, as you remember, about glasnost and perestroika. And the first Bush was talking about the New World Order. And I was amazed, because the Soviet Union has never been free. And, they have never had tradition of democracy, etc. So when he's talking about openness and openness and doing things right and so on, I just know that he was talking about the Soviet Union collapse, violent collapse. And this was what was supposed to happen to America. Now let me back up again. In the 70s, when Iran ran into the embassy, people around the Caribbean were saying that America was finished. But understanding prophecies and history in the whole 9 yards, I told them no. And they thought I was working for the CIA and had problems, I had to leave the Caribbean. But when President Bush started talking about the New World Order, I thought this was it. Because when a president now is going to acknowledge something which he thinks is going to work, I don't know what he was told, whether he and his family are going to rule the world forever, or I'm not sure. But I wouldn't have been celebrating that, because that is what had been the Third Reich and the Napoleon thing, the Crusades. It had different names. And so to celebrate the New World Order, I thought he was giving up. And I started to say that it was over. And when the elections were between Clinton and the president, I thought that he would win again, because it looks as if it was ready for the world to end. And since he's already given me the overture as if he's going to go ahead with the program and just give away the sovereignty, I thought that he might have won again to just continue his job. And so a guy came over in Toronto where I had an office, and he said that he's from New York. He said that he hated America, and he took his rifle and shot at a trooper, and he came over to Canada. He has political asylum. And he kept coming back in my office and keep talking stupid, and I'm just wondering what he's up to, because I don't believe his story. You won't get political asylum for that, shooting at the cops. And I don't think he hated America, and I don't even think he shot at the cops. So I dismissed that. And although there was no evidence to me to suggest that America was trying to probe me or whatever, he kept on coming. So I ignored him, because I don't hate nobody. I just have some information, and it tends to go all kinds of ways, and I'm willing to go with it, because I'm going to be honest to myself. So eventually this guy said, look man, I'm moving from one place to the next place. He started to tell me about he's tired of this place and problems, and he's going to move the weekend. He says, well, I want you to take your car and take me to my new place. And I figured, no, here's $20, take this subway, take the bus and subway, and do your thing all weekend. You get your stuff done. Now the way I saw it is this, that I put his stuff in my car, we go down the road, police stop us, he says he wants to urinate, or they just let him walk away, and I have to answer for all this stuff in the car, notes, guns, bombs, all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? So it seems as if my problem started then. In fact, a Canadian came to my office once, and he said, you want to see something? And he opened his jacket, his suit, and he had sticks of dynamite in there. Well, I said, bro, you got to go from here with that. Probably he wanted me to say, hey man, could I get some of that? How much you gonna cost me? Just go from here with that. I didn't even call the cops because again, they'll put you on medication because they're gonna say that we found the guy, he doesn't have no dynamite. I'm crazy. So I just let it slide. So when I came over to America, I was in Michigan. They stole my computer. Had a whole bunch of bizarre experiences, and all over the states that I've gone, I'm having problems. They took my child away in Florida. I'm teaching. Somebody called and told the school that I'm a sexual predator. Um, I'm working places. People come in, talk to the boss. Next thing, I'm gone. I went to California, or came to California in around '02, trying to get work. It's another long story, but I'm having problems, and I believe that is the FBI behind this. One night, when I came in to write an exam in California, took a car, rented a car, and I drove over to this restaurant. The guy gave me all the food that was there. He said, "That's it." A guy came back a couple of minutes after me and he started eating. I says, "Where's all the food I left there, bro?" He said, "That man has all over there." I said, "Oh Lord." The next day I almost died. I trembling. It began to increase. I vomited the green stuff as usual. So the poisonings, they're going in my house, they're doing stuff, they're putting cameras in place, they're doing all this listening stuff, all GPS on my vehicles. Oh no, they have GPS on my vehicles. First time I came to California, I drove my vehicle over, and when I saw LA, I came off, but I came off late, and I ended up behind an apartment building, and I saw a whole bunch of vagrants, guys with needles, people sleeping on the place. So eventually, not too long after, a guy passed, and the way he looked at me, I saw that he was FBI. So the next one I called him, I say, "Yo man," I say, "What you not just come to tell man, where's the food and where's that?" He directed me where I should go. When I reached over there, I saw the next one, behaving ambivalent, kind of effervescent and so on. And he know everything, and he's kind of homeless, you know what I mean? He has authority and so on. He knows I can't teach there. I don't have the CBEST. He knows I can't drive school bus because I have a domestic violence charge. He knows everything. And he tells me, he say, "Man," I asked him, I say, "Where's the best place to sleep?" He said, "Well, outside either Hollywood or Pasadena." Pasadena was the nearer way, so he directed me out to get over there. And I went by a 7-Eleven place, a place that was open 24/7, Kinko's. And I'll park for, and as people leave, I'll come up on them, and I reach in front, go in, computerize it, and I sleep right there. So he showed up one night. He said, "Hey man, I thought you'd be sleeping by some old building under some tree." Come on, man. I said to myself, and he's trying to open my door side. So, he was hoping I would go over this, he maybe come and make some noise and send me away, you know what I mean? But I'm saying that, compare this guy to me. I mean, I haven't threatened nobody. I haven't tried to acquire no weapons. I haven't tried to join no Al-Qaeda, no Taliban. I ain't with nothing. Look, when I hook up to the White House computer, and I'm trying to send a message to the White House, guess what? They show up. It started in '95 when, somewhere in the '90s when Clinton was being impeached. I was in there and I was saying, I hold a conference. I wouldn't like, to be thrown out of office because I know that they're trying to set up a kind of Italian type of instability. And later on I discovered that Gore had a problem, Speaker had a problem, all the people that were into succession had problems. So this would have been very strange, and it would have been a serious problem. So I'm saying, like, why I have to be going through all of this? I mean, after all these years, can they be convinced in their minds that I'm not about anything dangerous and just leave me alone? Even when I go to school, they come in and interfere in my school program. I studied law for a year out of an office. When I wrote the exam, they just failed me without even showing me how I failed. I asked the bar, I say, how I failed? They say, well, the guy who marked the paper say failed. I say, well, what were you looking for? There were no grades, no points, no nothing, no marking on my paper. So I left and went to Puerto Rico because I figured, like, man, it's gonna happen in these schools over here. Same problems over there, more problems. People want to fight me, all kind of stuff. The day before I left, a guy boarded my bicycle and rode away. I didn't even worry to go look for him because go over there, they want to get me in a fight. This guy in a wheelchair pull out a knife, poking it at me, thinking I will get in a rage and beat him down. And then they will always argue that I tried to beat this disabled guy. I have mental problems and all that. I'm trying now to probably go to my country to study law, and I don't know how to end up whether they're gonna kidnap me or somebody gonna kill me or whatever. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I mean, I'm 60 now, and being in America for 18 years, and I've never been able to get anywhere in life. I think it's time the FBI needs to leave me alone. I don't know who to appeal to. The director ain't gonna make no help. Others ain't gonna make no help because they can do clandestine things and they can do stuff where they want. They're trying to set me up so that I could be seen as a criminal, so they could give me the full works. But I just want to be happy like everybody else. I want to succeed. I'm doing things that are right. I have an education. Oh Lord, man, they're just terrible. And look at it. So Russia told them, check this man out. He ended up being a terrorist. Canada said, check me out. The Bush, them. Oh, by the way, the Bush family, Jeb took my child and put her in foster care. They had a chance. They could have killed me. Okay, they didn't do it. No, they're asking other people to kill me. Listen, man, God is protecting me. Okay, the stuff that I say and do, I'm doing God's business. If you don't like it, talk to God. He's protecting me. When He stops protecting me, they're going to be able to do what they want. But all the poisoning they've done, all the setups they've done, He has protected me. So I hope that this little video here is going to, ask them, come and let me talk, man. Come and ask me the questions you need and stop this surveillance crap, because it's just wasting time. All these years they wasted on trying to check me out, trying to set me up, trying to kill me, all this stuff. I mean, they could have spent that on checking these fellas out.